These dogs are gonna be the end of me. Oh my God, Chronopole, what is that? Some kind of a French sexual seduction love potion?
Now, you might be wondering why I just showed you a Vine from 2016. And believe it or not, it's actually important to the story that is about to be conveyed. And this story, if digested properly, will more than likely shrink your IQ by 2 or 3 points. So please pay attention. Now, Jay Cyrus is the individual who filmed that video. He used to make Vines. Now he's on Twitch. And he's one of these people that basically hit the jackpot where he makes money from doing stuff on the internet. Now, some way, somehow, this dude hit the double lotto and ends up dating Doja Cat. Some way, somehow, Doja Cat, for some reason, was just flying around, saw some dusty dude who looks like he's from Arkansas, and was like, I want him to come with me and fly around the world and live a lavish lifestyle. And this person, Jay Cyrus, has recently been under fire on Twitter for allegedly abusing people in his past relationships, as well as being alleged to be a racist. But I don't know how true that is, considering that Twitter throws that word around a lot. Like, he could be legitimately racially prejudiced, or he could be someone that made corny Vines from 2016. It's kind of hard to tell where on the Richter scale that is. But what ends up happening as a response to Twitter going after this guy is that Doja Cat stand him hard. Doja Cat came out and said, listen, I want y'all to realize that I do not care and never will care. If you don't like me, goodbye and good riddance. And then she did the man dark laugh, ha 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 ha, and then blocked people who were saying this guy was a piece of garbage. Now, the interesting part of this is not that Doja Cat is now getting like side swiped, kind of like side canceled with this guy, but it's now actually peeling a band-aid off from the past and might actually rekindle a flame that originally was occurring that was directly canceling Doja Cat, but she was able to avoid. Now, a little bit of context. In 2020, it was revealed that Doja Cat used to be a little weird. She definitely has an internet footprint where she was on the spectrum enough to be on 4chan every day, and so much so that she actually used to be in these chat rooms and chilling with these randos on the internet that would just throw around the N-word with a hard R because it's edgy, it's funny. LOL, guys, look, I'm so hardcore. And she actually took part in this, whether it's because she's racially prejudiced or just wanted validation from this group of people. And Black Twitter weren't very happy about it. They actually went on to try to basically expose her further. And as Black Twitter did their investigative cycle, as they did their research, they found some other harrowing tales. Now, Doja Cat apparently made a song that was... Doja Cat made a song that was literally called Dindu. Now, Dindu is a term that comes from Pole and other edgy sites. And Dindu basically refers to this meme of didn't do nothing, I didn't do anything. And this is usually accompanied by someone who was killed in a police shooting or someone who they deem to be a negative stereotype of the black community. And it's basically a satirical, ironic sentiment to say that obviously you did something, obviously you're a criminal, obviously you're a piece of garbage, so let's label you with Dindu so we know where to put you in that category. Now, Doja Cat took this meme and not only ran with it, but she did an entire marathon sprint. She wrote, recorded, and produced her own song about this meme and basically propagated this racial ideology further.
How much money could a Dindu make if a Dindu did all the things that you wish so? I'm a degenerate. Smoke on your cannabis, you cannot handle it. Weigh your appendages. Tweeting and Instagram, camera flick, bitch, you was edited. Swear you'll remember this. Swear you'll be cameraless. Fuck taking pictures, just run with the vibe. Might as well dead this shit, I feel alive. I feel like a parliament life. I feel like I'm starting to die. I feel like I popped in the sky. Get in my space. You'll catch a rocket and ride. I spy.
Now, after she got called out for this, she made an apology on Instagram where some of her points were a little shaky. Like, she said she was trying to take the meme of Dindu and twist it and make it her own, which is a corny sentiment, and it looks very weird. Now, when this all occurred, a lot of Doja Cat stans came out and did what they did best. They stand for Doja Cat. They said that Doja Cat isn't racist. She's black, so she can't be racist. When she apologized, they basically said, that's it, she's absolved. But this story had legs. It was growing. Black Twitter would not drop it. And eventually what ended up happening is that news articles started picking it up. CNN wrote about it. BBC wrote about it. They were digging up her past and showing these racial occurrences and trying to build a case for some type of a cancellation, whether it be monetarily, societally, culturally. They were trying to Mel Gibson Doja Cat, right? And what ends up happening is that during that same time period, a certain illness flew over from China and got the world sneezing. And that took priority over this Doja Cat news. Ironically enough and funny enough, in May, someone actually said, listen, it don't matter what's going on in the world. We forget about you, Doja Cat. We gonna come back for you. And unfortunately, it looks like that actually was true, because 3 years later, after everything kind of got sorted out, I mean, the economy is still stumbling, but for the most part, people aren't sneezing as much. They seem to be getting back at Doja Cat because they're bringing all this up, because people are now looking at Doja Cat and they're saying, wow, she's associating with someone who's an abuser and is totally racist, according to Twitter. And hey, by the way, let me pull up these old receipts, because listen, let me go to my Twitter account. Now I remember, now my consciousness is kicked in. Let me go bring up this tiny chat. Let me go bring up this song that she made. Let me go bring up this example. And I kind of feel bad for Doja Cat, because if she was smart, she would have just shut up. She would have been like, listen, I dodged the bullet the first time. No way I'm gonna dodge this bullet the second time. Let me just say nothing. I'm literally a millionaire, billionaire on the way. All I need to do is just fly around, sing, and be quiet. But unfortunately, I think Doja Cat is a child of the internet, where she actually cares what people say, because obviously in her first statement she said, I don't care, I really don't care. If you have to say that on the internet to randos when you're literally a millionaire singer, you obviously care. You obviously feel some type of way when people come out and say you're a bad person and make fun of you for having a Jada Pinkett Smith buzz cut. And this really shows the stupidity of someone to dodge a bullet, and as soon as she gets back in the crosshairs, immediately start acting reckless, immediately start like she's invulnerable. Meanwhile, these guys on Twitter, like Batman with the kryptonite, they came prepared, they're ready. There ain't no super suit that's gonna save you from this. And honestly, I don't know how much will come from this, but I think it's just hilarious that Doja Cat was able to sidestep this entire controversy because the world was literally going through it. Like, this is like that time when the Pentagon lost a couple dollars and then the next day 9/11 happened. Like, it was just crazy timing. It's like, oh, you know, somebody messed up, but look at those buildings. What can we do? Now, I don't know if anything is going to come from this. I definitely think that Black Twitter will not let this die. They will not drop it. And hopefully Doja Cat can survive, because it seems like she might have to actually go the Tyler, the Creator route of dealing with internet bullying. She might actually have to close her laptop. I don't know if she'll be able to survive without Pole and B. Hopefully she can come back at some point in time and get back to making shit posts.
At the end of every single video, make sure you ask people to rate and subscribe to your content. It makes them feel like they're involved even though they're really not. And most importantly, make sure they comment on every single video. If you have to, disguise it. You know, call it something like the question of the day. And really make them think you're gonna really read it when you really don't have to. Ha ha ha!